Super important before we start this, I need you to follow MME London on Instagram right now, because we've teamed up with them to do something top secret for this Spider-Man game and the Avengers game, as you guys might already be aware of, which is going to be awesome for us all. And yes, it does involve something free, which is being confirmed now every single month. So follow them and let them know you came from the Super Rebel channel, because these dudes literally make great things possible and have something so cool planned for their followers and the future for us gamers. So the link is in the description below. And so he's done it again. Spoonzill has come back and given us an updated information on gear / loot in this game, essentially, and everything you need to know. Now, before we actually continue into that list, what you're seeing in the background is some footage of Thor using the Bifrost, which just looks absolutely insane. Now, this is footage that have been out there for quite some time, but I know a lot of people have actually not seen this. So that being said, if you haven't seen this, hopefully this has sold you as well, because just seeing this gameplay again really shows how fun this game is going to be. Now, diving into the information, like I said, updated information on the gear and loot system. We know that we had an Ask Me Anything on Reddit from, of course, Philip. So some things are actually quoted here. For example, that some loot does actually come from defeating enemies, but some you actually do acquire from strong boxes in the level. And obviously these do have essentially a different quality levels, such as gold, silver and bronze. And you also get loot for completing missions, and obviously the better you do at the objectives, then the better your rewards will be at the end. But an interesting thing is, in between these objectives, you're absolutely free to actually just roam about as you please and look for points of interest around that specific level. So that, I guess, clears up a lot of confusion regarding the free roam aspect of this game. So how it's going to work is, once you jump into a mission, once you're in that location, you can literally just roam about and do as you please, so you don't actually have to go, straight away and do an objective, for example. Now, these can be, I guess, allies to rescue, such as bounty enemies to defeat for loot. You got hidden catches and, I guess, secret aim stockpiles of resources as well, which is really interesting. Now, we know about endgame content as well, but now that's out the way, and we've already heard that Spoonzill has basically broken down this picture that you do see in the background of this video right now. So I want to kick it off with the gear rarities. Now, of course, you got common white, uncommon green, rare blue and epic purple, alongside legendary yellow. Then, of course, you have bronze, silver and gold, I guess, gear from strong boxes. Now, Spoonzill does, I guess, suspect that Hives and other endgame content will even have higher rarities, such as cosmic. Then you got gear power, so an overall gear power number system, and obviously the higher the number, the more powerful the piece of gear is. So far what we see here, the highest power seen on a gear piece is actually 130, but that being said, there's been a lot of people actually say they've seen, I guess, different sections of gameplay where these do actually go way higher than this, which is just really interesting to hear. Now, we got gear stats as well, so numbers seen, I guess, range from 3 to 44. Spoonzill here does suspect that late game gear stats could actually get closer to 100, but that's just a guess. Now, below is what happened to stats when gear items were switched. So you got Resolve, which gave increased defense rating. Then you got Resilience, which gave increased defense rating as well. Then you got Proficiency, which seemed to decrease defense, so that must increase something else, obviously. And then you got Precision as a whole, which gave increased ranged rating. Then you got Intensity, which actually seemed to decrease melee, so that again must increase something else. Then you got Might, which gave an increase to the melee rating, and then you got Valor, which of course gave an increased rating to the whole heroic section. And then you got Fortitude, which doesn't actually give an effect, but that's something we haven't seen yet. But a lot of speculation, especially from Spoonzill here, is, I guess, pushing to that this will actually increase health. Now, the higher power gear can have multiple stats, as you do see below, and then you got gear browns. Now, with this, Spoonzill is unsure how these work, but again, quoting from the whole Ask Me Anything, there's literally been, I guess, quoted. So you got Stark Industries gear for ranged ability, then you got Shield gear for defense play, and then you got Pym Technologies gear, which I'm guessing this will just also shrink enemies. And then there's a bunch of gear perks, which again you can see, like, well, I mean, these are all upgradable perks. So they start on like a 1 to 5 star rating system, and they get upgraded using collected resources. And then these are easily like over 100 plus perks. Again, we've already seen this through leaks, which did happen a while back, so over 100 perks is really interesting, but being able to actually go back into the gameplay and now visually see this just gives you some perspective. And then of course we got artifacts in general and resources, and these are some really interesting things. So you guys leave your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Do you feel like you can actually compare this to another game, or do you feel like you're essentially going to have your own unique experience with this? Let me know in the comments below. That's going to wrap up this video here. As always, subscribe for more awesome content if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.